Hello, we are live. Thank you today. We have Coach Karen and Chris today here as our guests for Go Live. And I'm extremely, honored to have them here. And they are my inspiration all the time. I love their posts and everything that they put out for the community. And so today I feel especially honored to be here, able to interview them and to listen to their personal story. So maybe let me first introduce myself. And my name is Anita. I'm coming from Vancouver, BC, and I am a mother of two. And I used to own a piano store. And last year, I left my business and venture into the online space. And I found this amazing, incredible business opportunity. So today, I would like to hear the story of our coach, Karen and Chris. So before we start, maybe let us have a self introduction for Chris and Karen.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're married couple. We live in Alberta, Canada, just south of Calgary. Um, I was a Calgary firefighter for many years, and Karen was a vice principal in an elementary school here in Okotoks. And we've got we've got three kids. We're a blended family, and we've got two granddaughters,
Wow.
which is it's been a real fun time for us to be grandparents, and yeah, we started in the business back in 2017.
We were in our mid 50s, so we were well established in our careers. We had no intention of leaving our careers at all. We were just looking for a side hustle. We just wanted something part-time. We wanted some extra cash just to put into a savings account. We had just built our dream home. You can see behind us, we had built a log home in 2015. And it was more than we thought. We were starting a mortgage in our mid 50s again, and a hefty mortgage. And so when we looked at one another, we thought, for our last 50 years, we're not prepared. So we just were looking for a side hustle. We were going to continue with our careers.
Yeah.
So 2018, I ended up retiring early. And the next year, 2019, Chris took a year's leave of absence from the fire service. And after that, he ended up resigning, and he retired 8 years early. If you'd have told me that when we had that call with our coach, when we were looking into this business, that was not our goal at all, but it replaced both of our incomes. So the writing was on the wall. The data didn't lie. We knew that this was going to be our life, and it's just been fabulous.
Amazing to hear your story and how you come to start this online business. But what inspired you to start this particular digital business?
Well,
it ticked all the boxes.
Yeah.
Right.
When we started looking for something online, it had to have a number of different things that we thought were important, at the time, because we didn't know anything about working online or running a business really, but it had to have integrity, and we could see that early that this does, and it did at the time. It still does. It had to have mentorship. There had to be proof that this worked. We had to see other people succeeding. And it had to be something that we could do on the side while we still maintained our careers. Because when we started, like Karen said, we weren't retiring. We weren't starting this to retire. We were starting it for a side hustle so that we didn't have to work till we were in our 70s.
And it had to be mobile.
Right.
We didn't want to have a brick and mortar business. We didn't want employees. We didn't want to stock shelves. We didn't want to sell products that we would have to ship and whatnot. It had to be mobile because we wanted to travel. That was our goal. So it just ticked all the boxes.
Yeah.
What inspired us were the people that went before us. Success leaves footprints. And when we, did our due diligence and really looked into this hard, like Chris especially, and we saw the potential and we saw the success of others, and they were just ordinary people like us. Like, they were teachers, they were nurses, they were firefighters, they were, they worked at coffee shops, they were yoga teachers, they were just everyday people. And we looked at one another and we thought, there is no reason why we can't do this. Like,
but even then, though, when we started, you were a skeptic.
I know. And I know you're going to ask me about that, because
Yes.
I talked the story how wonderful it is now.
Yeah.
But, I'll wait for your question.
Yeah, it's coming up, because this is my biggest question also. I heard so many, Go Live, you have been talking about, how skeptical you are when Chris brought this idea to you. You say, no, we are not going to do this. So what inspired you to transform from being skeptical about this business?
Before you answer that, I want to say a couple things, because Karen's got a lot to say about this. And I think that, first of all, skepticism is a sign of intelligence. I mean, I think if you're skeptical about something, that means that you are you're looking at it critically. You kind of want to see both sides. Sometimes, though, skepticism can prevent you from seeing what's in front of you, from seeing, if you're too skeptical and you're not open to peeling the onion, then it can prevent you from missing out on an opportunity. And at the beginning, when we started this, we didn't know if this was going to work, Anita. Like, we had no idea. But I remember saying to Karen, let's just have a look. It may be what we're after.
Yeah.
So maybe. What was it that really turned you from?
Well, when you use that line, when I said, there is no way, here's the thing. At the time in 2017, it was right at the time our school division was going through a major education of our students and our stakeholders about safety in the online space. And that was the buzz talk in our school division at the time. So when Chris brought an online business to me at that particular time, I said, as a school administrator, there is no way that I am going to dive into anything online, because what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and how we are trying to protect our students and our stakeholders, there is absolutely no way I would do this. So, and he smiled and said, Karen, skepticism is a sign of intelligence. He used that line on me. And I said, well, I know I'm a smart person. So he took the pressure off and said, if all I want you to do is have a look, Learning More is free. The webinar is offered. It's a 90-minute webinar. Let's go. Let's ask her. So we went to the webinar a couple of times. We took the offer of $149 to have a look behind the curtain, where everything was laid out, the business model, the products, the commission structure. It was 3 hours of videos and an opportunity to have a one-on-one call with a person, with a coach. So he said, if after you get all of the information and we get if you want to walk, we'll walk. We don't have to do this.
And then we would have gotten our money back.
Yeah. So Learning More was free. So I said, okay, we will do that. So we went through it with a fine-tooth comb and we asked all kinds of questions, and we had that call with the coach. Our first call was very good. And we asked a lot of questions. And at the end of the call, he said to us, I don't know if this is for you. I don't know. It might not be. The decision has to be yours. So we got off the phone.
So zero pressure.
There was absolutely no pressure. And I thought, he didn't try to upsell us. He just gave us the information, and transparently and honestly, he answered our questions. And so then I got off the phone and I said, what do you mean this might not be for me? Like, I couldn't believe that he had taken absolutely all of the pressure off, and the decision was 100% going to be ours. And I'd never experienced that. And I thought, no, he is not going to tell me that this might not be for me. Why couldn't, there's no reason why we couldn't do it. So it was that I thought, you know what? There is no, and after looking at all the information, hearing it, and it was the end of the school year at that time. So we decided, Chris, you are going to go through the training. I was swamped at work. I said, I'm going to support you 100%. I cannot do this. I can't jump in 100% right now. You go ahead, start the training, get everything up and running, and I'll support you. So then come July, then
but even then, so that's part of it, I think.
Yeah.
But even then, Anita, it still seemed, at least to get, and to me, partially as well, but it seemed that it wasn't like we didn't have any proof that it was. Well, we knew there was people in the community running the business, but we didn't see success. We hadn't seen success for ourselves yet.
Yeah.
Once we started to make money, then
that was it.
Would you agree?
Oh my gosh.
Like that's when you really were like, okay, wow, this is real. And then, we just continued to, all we did was just follow the system.
Yeah.
Like we just did what they suggested we to do. And we tried new things and they didn't work. And we tried to deviate and thought we were smarter than the system. And then we always came back to the system. To our training site. It's so very well laid out. For those of you that don't have any experience in working online, I can't think of a better avenue to learn the process and use the same steps that people like us have used that have had success, and just go through those steps and just continually, consistently do the steps that you need to do. And it's not like it was onerous. We were working full time. We would spend an hour a day. Maybe.
Yeah, and on the weekends it was more.
Maybe on the weekend we do an hour and a half, 2 hours on a Sunday or something. And it wasn't every day of the week that we were working, but we did a little something, and we have continually done a little bit every day. Yeah.
Funny story. I guess the pivotal moment when I was 100% in, at first I just started as Chris's cheerleader. That's how I started, because I thought I trust him and he'll, take off. So the pivotal moment for me was when we got our first check. And in Canada, they pay us through, it's a check in the mail.
Yes.
So this check came in the mail and Chris had it on the counter. And so he said, oh, we got our first check. I thought, whatever. So I opened it and it was a check for $1,240. And I said, this isn't real. This can't be real. I thought it was like one of those Reader's Digest checks. You know how you can get it in the back of Reader's Digest and it'll have your name printed in calligraphy and $1 million is yours. I thought it was one of those. So I went to the bank, our local bank, to deposit this check. And I went in with trepidation and I put the check on the counter and I kind of looked around and I thought, this is going to be embarrassing because she's going to say, this is fake. And I said, I knew it wasn't real. So I put it on the counter and stamped the back and she said, is that all I can do for you? And I said, you mean you deposited that? She goes, yeah. Oh my gosh. So it was that day. I think it was in August
of 2017.
Yeah. I come home and I said, okay, how do I unlock the training? What do I got to do? I was in. I took over the business page. Chris took over the strategy calls, the coaching calls. And it was from that day forward that I was in. But that day going to the bank was funny. It was really hilarious. She said, yeah. So,
well, that's a very interesting story because I wouldn't imagine that holding that check and going to the bank and being so nervous that people would say, "Oh, it's fake." That's interesting.
That's how skeptical she was.
That's how skeptical I was. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you start the coaching call in 2017. Which month you guys started the coaching call?
We had our first coaching call in March of 2017. And so it took us a couple of weeks to pull the trigger on starting this. And so it was into April when we started. And, we didn't make money right away.
No.
Mhm.
And in fact, it took us about 6 months to make anything. And, there was some, not worry, but, there was a point where we were looking at each other thinking, ooh, okay, just keep following the system.
Yeah.
Trusting the system. We're seeing other people have success. So we just continued. And then, and then we started to make money at it, after 6 months. And, really, it was very good money we were making, but wasn't enough to replace our career jobs until about, like Karen said, about a year into this. And then we were earning more than what she made in a calendar year.
Mm.
And so then we're like, well, I said, Karen, that's when we said, you can retire. And, and then she did. And then, I mean,
that was hard.
Yeah. And then the rest is history. I mean, now we do this full time. Like, for example, today, my parents aren't feeling very well today. So we were able to, on a Thursday, drop everything. We, in fact, no, before that, we were getting her a new set of golf clubs, or she's getting fitted for them, custom. And then afterwards, we drove into the city, took my mom and dad a bunch of groceries.
Yeah.
Had a little visit, and and now we're doing this. And so we own our own time.
We decide.
Yeah. And there's a real power behind that. There's that power of freedom, because, what do you always say about time? You can't.
Time is the only thing you can, when you spend money, you'll always make money. You'll always, money's a currency. It goes out, it comes back. But when you spend your time, it's gone. It never comes back. So, on the weekend, we spent an afternoon golfing with our kids. And then now it's just a memory. It's just a memory. It's just one of our memories that I'll hold dearly in my heart, that it was one of the best Sundays we've had, in a long time, is time with our children. So time is gone. I have spent, when my kids were babies, I spent more time with other people's children than I did my own.
Teaching.
Yes.
And I have that guilt in my heart that my kids went to daycare, and I had some long days. I would come home sometimes in the evening and the kids would be in bed, and I wouldn't see them till I got them up in the morning to take them to daycare the next morning. It was a school day. So, I have that ache in my heart that I missed so much when my kids were little. Don't get me wrong. I loved my career and I wouldn't change anything of my life. I wouldn't. But the fact now that when our kids call and say, can you come for dinner? Absolutely.
Yeah. What time?
What time?
What's for supper?
Or our grandbabies with Christmas concerts. I have a Christmas concert on the weekend. Can you come? Absolutely. So the fact that our last 50 years of life are spent the way we want, it's a gift that that you can't put a price on it. You can't put a price on it.
Anita, don't misinterpret this, because you're aware of this, and if people are watching this, now, today or live or down the road, it's not like we pushed a magic button and we started earning. There's work and effort to be done. It's consistent, like anything. If I want to run a marathon, I'm going to start here.
It's easy.
And I'm going to run 42 kilometers an hour, or 42 kilometers to the end. And running a marathon is not easy.
Yes.
You have to train. You have to have the right gear. You have to have great coaching. You have to eat well. There's all kinds of mental preparation, and that's, consistent and congruent with many other things, and no different with this business.
It's simple, but not easy.
Yeah.
That's what we always say. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
simple,
weird statement to say, because how can something be simple but easy?
Yeah.
But that's what this is. I mean, it's very simple. You just continually do
every day
the tasks that you need to do, and success will follow, because that's what other people have done. And we've learned that success, like Karen said earlier, success leaves footprints. So just follow those footprints. Yeah. So not sure if that answered all your question.
You can tell we love to talk.
Well, yes, I think because I can see from your conversations because I follow you on your page, right? So you guys always have conversations and go live. I can see how passionate you're about this
Oh,
business. You love this business and your passion of sharing this good news to people. I can feel it, through the screen and all this passion coming through.
mhm,
And I do believe that success can be copied in this
mhm,
system. So we have a proven system that has been used by so many other people, regular people just like you and me, and they are able to run it successfully. And that's reason why, as Chris
mhm.
mentioned earlier, there are trainings, there are mentorship, there are people that leave footprints. We have people that walk with you, a great community, supportive community, all of that add in. It's all like ingredients to make a cake, right? So we
Yeah.
have all the right ingredients. It's just that it still need trial, trial and error. Sometimes you may put too much flour or too much,
Yeah.
other stuff, sugars. But once you get the recipe going and you get your own recipe to your taste, it will be successful.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I do agree, all the points that you bring out here.
Mhm,
And actually, both of you kind of touch on what incredible advantages you unlocked through the freedom of running this
mhm.
business. I can hear about the time.
Yeah.
So the time freedom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
one other thing is we can wherever we go, our business runs. That's the beautiful part.
It's
When,
crazy.
when you work online, it's a heartbeat. It never stops. It never
Yes.
stops. Like when we're sleeping, the online system is going all the time. So we've done strategy calls from the beach. We've done
Mhm.
strategy calls from the balcony of a cruise ship. We've
Mhm.
done them in the parking lot
Yeah.
waiting to go see a doctor's appointment. We've done them from our home. We've done them from our children's homes. We've done them all over the world
Yeah.
because the online space, your storefront is endless. It's the world. It's amazing.
it's because we could have said, we're going to keep our jobs, but we want to start a brick and mortar business. We could have gone that road,
Mhm.
but imagine that. So, we have to rent a space in a building, have someone unlock it and open up shop every day, stock the
Mhm.
shelves, pay HR, pay insurance, pay tax, pay, blah, 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 hourly wages to people. And we would not have that exact
Mhm.
time and location freedom that we have now.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest advantage
Yeah.
that's been unlocked by this business. The other advantage, though, is that we both love golf. And
Yes.
there's nobody on the golf course Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Exactly.
Well, at least it's not as busy as it is
And the
on the
green
weekend.
fees are cheap during the week.
Yeah. So we get to golf
I
now.
know.
And she's getting really good. Actually, I'm a little concerned because
I know.
she beat me twice this year already. I'm not happy.
Oh,
Now I'm getting new clubs, and then I'm really going to beat
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
It'll be
So
yeah.
great.
anyway,
That's great. Yeah, I can like sense it, the joy and happiness that you have running this business and balancing your life with business at the same time
For
and
sure.
bringing this business to anywhere you go. And I see you guys go traveling a lot around the world,
Mhm.
and this is the benefit of running this business, right? You can bring it
Yeah.
anywhere, you can do it anytime, anywhere, and there's no limit to it. And that's no limit to your, income level or
Mhm.
revenue. So
Right.
that's the amazing part of this business.
Yeah.
So we come to our last question. So, what words of wisdom would you share with people that are dreaming of launching their business and stepping into this world of entrepreneurship?
yeah, I would say, the biggest thing, you know, for anyone to, whether it's, goodness, could be anything, whether it's this business or whatever, but particularly with this business, it's that what we have learned is that your level of success, it will be equal to your level of personal development.
Mm,
And so for us, our personal growth was accelerated because of this business.
Mhm.
And we learned that in order for our business to continue to grow, our level of personal growth had to grow as well.
Mhm.
And it's been a humbling ride in some respects, but also a very self-gratifying growth
Mhm.
process. Would you agree? Am I
Absolutely.
describing that right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
we're constantly looking at bettering ourselves as human beings, and we've learned that by serving as many people as we can,
Mhm.
in a way that is true to us, then we see greater success.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and that's been sort of the core of our
Success.
success. What would you say?
I would say follow the system. Follow the
Yeah.
system. When the doors are, people that choose to own an online business and work online, it's all there for you. We make it very, very hard to fail. It's all there for you. The roadblocks that we hit in our business is when we didn't follow the system. Like you'd alluded to it before. We thought this is too simple. I think we should do this. Like we thought we were smarter than, because we thought we're two educated people. Like this, we're going to tweak this a little bit and do it our own way.
Yeah.
No,
Didn't work.
No. And it set us back. So it's just follow the system, be consistent, do something every day. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 5 hours, but you have to do something every day, either personally, professionally in your business, physically or spiritually. And you just grow and grow and grow. And you do something every day. That's success.
Yeah.
That's success. And you learn 1% every day. There isn't a way that you can fail. Is just follow the system.
That's so funny.
Follow the system.
Yeah, so to dive a little deeper into what you said about when we tried to deviate from the system, that was our ego.
Yeah.
That was interfering with our growth, and I think that's quite common. We all think that we are smarter than the system or whatever, and so that's where that personal growth really factored in, Anita, where we were like, you know what? Let's just follow what works.
Yeah.
And dial our ego back a little bit. and maybe offer a little humility and just follow a system.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when it started to really ramp up for us. And so we've continued in that fashion. And, we're two very average people, Canadians that, stumbled onto this system, much like, those people that yourself, Anita, and many others that are doing this, thousands of the people that are, now it's global, now it's all across the planet, So, yeah.
Anyway, and we just keep it fun.
Yes.
If you don't enjoy what you're doing, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yes. Right? Totally agree.
You
yes.
have to enjoy what you're doing.
If you're not laughing, you're not living.
Chris says that all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so true.
That's how he got me to marry him. He said, "Would you marry me? Come on, it'll be fun." So I married him. And he was true to his word. It has been fun.
Yes. I can always see how funny Chris is, and how I always imagine how your life would be with him, and then like he's so much fun. I just can see from his videos, all the stuff that he's doing. It's like he's a fun guy, and he always bring fun and laughter to your life.
Yeah. And that was the vow he made. He said, it's not always going to be easy, but I will guarantee you will laugh every day of our life together. And we have. We truly have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Yeah, I totally agree what you brought up about, personal growth. And this is one of the biggest thing I really found myself in when I'm diving into the business. Every day I'm learning something new. I just feel like 24 hours not enough. Every day there's so much information, new stuff, new skills, new mindset that you can learn. So that's also part of the, I think the benefit from us doing this business. Besides, monetary side of money, financial growth, you gain this personal growth and also your mindset change. So I think, I really encourage you, if you're watching this video, I'm sure there's something that you want to change in your life. And just as Chris and Karen suggest, follow the system, take your chances, and just look. You don't have to commit to it. Just come and do your due diligence and see if this is for you.
Yes.
So without doing that, you can tell yourself whether this is really a good opportunity for you, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. And I hope today we have a really, really insightful information for a lot of people that they think about this business.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
again.
Hi, Gina.
Bye now.
Bye.